We are exploring. Today we are at the Holloway Memorial Natural Area near Griffithville, Arkansas. Montgomery Bell and Emma May Holloway donated these 75 acres of woodland to the Arkansas Natural Heritage Commission in 1978. Trees, a poem by Alfred Joyce Kilmer. You don't have to pause. I'm going to read this to you while we're walking later. And I'm going to show this at the end of the video. Alfred Joyce Kilmer was born in 1886 in New Brunswick, New Jersey, and he was a writer and a poet. He later enlisted in the army, and in World War I he was sent to France, where he was killed in 1918, and he was buried right across the street, in a cemetery right across the street from where he was killed. Here is a picnic bench, and there's where the trails split. That's where we're going to come out later, and here's where we're going. Alfred Joyce Kilmer never became really famous as a poet, and Trees is one of his most famous, if not his most famous, poem. Trees. I think that I shall never see a poem lovely as a tree whose hungry mouth is pressed against the earth's sweat-flowing breast, a tree that looks at God all day and lifts her leafy arms to pray, a tree that may in summer wear a nest of robins in her hair, upon whose bosom snow has lain, who intimately lives with rain. Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a tree. Very nice. I like that they put this poem at the entrance of the natural area. Here I'm going to give you a view around so you can see some more trees. Oak trees, hickory and dogwood are common trees on this trail in the Holloway Memorial Natural Area. And the reason why this is worth preserving is that this is old growth forest, and this looks much like in the days when first settlers arrived in this area. Oh, what have we here? I don't know what kind of plant this is. I'm not a super expert on plants, but that is sure a nice color here on this little bush or shrub or tree. Yes, so these woods here, they have remained untouched for hundreds of years. Scientists said there was prairie land here first, and then hundreds of years ago, or a few thousand years ago, trees began growing here, and that's how it looked like 100 years, 200 years, 300 years ago. There are some mushrooms growing on this rotting piece of wood. I like mushrooms. Here's another overview of the area and the trees. Over there, through the trees, you can see there is a field in the background, and actually this natural area is surrounded by fields. It's a forest surrounded by fields, and that's how it was in the old days. When the settlers arrived, they found forest here, then they used the wood to build cabins and keep warm in winter, making firewood out of them. And as the forest was decimated, the area was freed to use for agriculture, which in those days was cotton. Nowadays it's still lots of cotton, but also soybeans here in the delta of the lower White River in Arkansas. I saw something jump and I wanted to check out what it is. It's some sort of, you can see this here in the center of the screen, some sort of grasshopper. It's not really very sharp, but you could get an idea how that grasshopper looked like. This trail is either used very often or the Arkansas Natural Heritage Commission is doing a great job keeping this clear. There's an oak leaf or a bunch of oak leaves from a little branch that has fallen onto the trail. The trail we are walking on is about 1 mile long, maybe a little bit longer than that, and it's well marked, as you have already noticed likely in this video. I'm shooting this video in October and there are few leaves that have changed color already, but it's mostly green still, but it can only be a few more weeks. It's 2 weeks and then we're gonna be in November and the leaves are gonna turn. The bark of this tree seems to indicate that this is a hickory tree and the leaves look like that as well. If I'm wrong, I'm not an expert. Please correct me in the comments below. There are the trail markers. And here we're back at where the trails split up in the beginning at that picnic area. And there we're getting back to the car. There's just enough room here to maybe have three or four cars pulled over in the woods. Well, I had fun on this walk in the Holloway Memorial Natural Area near Griffithville, Arkansas. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it.